everyone, my name is Wolf, and welcome back to another reaction video. Wait, did I make a video before on reactions? I don't know, I don't care. So, today, we are going to be reacting to Game Theory, Five Nights at Freddy's Search Location, Decoded. Now, I have not seen this video yet, I don't think I have. And, I just watched Sis React's video on Game Theory. You guys can go check it out. It's like, I think it's like his last Five Nights at Freddy's Game Theory video. I'm not sure. But, I'm gonna be watching the Game Theorist's live stream tomorrow sometime. I don't know when. I don't know when it's gonna end. But, hold on 1 second. Okay, so I did something. So now, we're going to watch the video. I hope. So, doop. It's gonna lag a little bit, guys, so don't worry.
It's been half a year, so let's do this. Let's solve the secrets of FNAF's sister location months before the game comes out. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, where today the goal is to solve the biggest gaming mystery of 2016 before it even exists. For once, I'm gonna get the jump on you, Scott Cawthon. Here's how I'm gonna do it. We all know that Scott loves dropping little teaser hints on his site, but this time, he's tipped his hand a bit too far. Enough for me to get a solid theory going on a lot of key elements we'll see hidden throughout his newest installment, Sister Location. And while some clues come from the teaser images and trailers themselves, the biggest revelations this time have come from the source code on Scott's website. So get ready for a comprehensive preview of what Scotty has in store, because by the end, we'll have looked at every, and I mean every element of this franchise, from the original series of games, to the novel, to FNAF World, to the ever-evolving source code on ScottGames.com, in our attempt to expose the facts behind the next trip to Freddy's. Now, Scott hiding hints in the coding of his site is nothing new. It was the source code that started the whole Bite of 83 versus 87 debate back during FNAF 4. But this time, it's a bit more than just a mere hint of what's to come. It is a fully fledged story. So let's take this line by line. This first big chunk at the beginning starts off like a collection of letters and punctuation, but upon further inspection, you can make out repeated numbering patterns and letter combinations representing days of the week. When pieced together, it becomes a schedule looking like this, listing out the days when certain animatronics are either available, booked, needed for a private party, or mat, either in maintenance or needed for a matinee show. It's unclear which. It's also worth mentioning that 4 animatronics are specifically called out here: BBY for Baby, BAL for Ballora, and FTF for both Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy. Now, for those of you who don't follow every scrap of information about these games, let me explain. Reddit discovered that Scott had gone and copyrighted various names, presumably for these new animatronics, and here we see it being confirmed. More on some of these guys in a minute. The thing I want to call out first is that there's clearly a 5th animatronic in this schedule, 05OOS. Out of service. But who could this be? In the trailer, we only see 4 animatronics. Well, that's where this teaser image comes in. A few weeks ago, this image was up on Scott Games. A mask with glowing eyes and a tangle of wires, almost like tentacles, accompanied by this text. Quote, "There's a little bit of me in every body," end quote. Notice the grammar here. It's not everybody, but every body. This is our 5th animatronic. Our out-of-service animatronic. I mean, look at it! This guy ain't being booked at any children's parties.
Good point.
But that's not all we can conclude about him. The text indicates that a piece of him, his soul, his mechanisms, whatever, is in every other animatronic body. This could have 2 possible explanations. Either he's possessed the other animatronics and is controlling them, which would explain the "don't hold it against us" line from the teaser trailer we hear over and over again. Or, more likely, he's the reason the other animatronics have life in the first place. This pile of wires is kind of like the puppet from the original series, giving gifts, giving life. Or maybe this is the puppet. version of the puppet. Now stay with me here. One thing that we've largely forgotten about since his first appearance back in FNAF 2 is how the puppet character just didn't fit in with the FNAF world. Sure, as it kept making appearances in game after game, we just kinda accepted its role, but seriously, think about it. FNAF 1 through 4 were all about animatronics with big, bulky bodies and an animal theme. But then insert the puppet, thin and with a human face, complete with red cheeks, crying eyes, and red lips. Features that we haven't seen on anything else until now. Fast forward to Sister Location and we see humanoid faces everywhere. Ballora and Baby, rosy cheeks, lipstick. Now look at Day of the Tentacle over here. Notice that the ears can detach, separate itself from the main mask part of the face. It's the exact same silhouette that our puppet's face has had since the second game. Additionally, if you look at the trailer for Sister Location very closely, you discover what may be a very cool Easter egg. In the reflection of Funtime Foxy's cheek, we see something. For all the other animatronics, it's a part of their body. For Ballora the ballerina, we see the reverse of her arm and earrings. For Baby, it's her finger and bow. But Foxy here is reflecting something that has a bright red dot besides two colored streaks, aka a bright red cheek and two streaming tear tracks. It's like that time we covered reflection mapping to find Super Smash Bros. Hidden location. Could that be the puppet's face reflection mapped onto the model of Foxy's skull?
What
Regardless though, if you ask me, we haven't seen the last of the puppet in whatever form he comes in. And based on the designs of these characters, Sister Location might finally be giving us the origin story we've long been waiting for. Now, hopping back to the source code, the next section shows us that there seems to be 3 file directories for various clients. The first is for a place called Chica's Party World, the second for private birthday parties, and the third for CRMN Institute. I can only assume Carmen Institute or Criminal Institute. This starts to tell us a lot about the setting and universe of Sister Location. First, many people have speculated that the industrial feeling setting shown during the trailer for the game is a factory for the robots. I think we can get a bit more specific. Considering the availability schedule that we just covered and the client folders with various needs for birthday party supplies, it feels like this new setting will be a storage facility and distribution center for the animatronics, responsible for shipping them out to various gigs across the Fazbear locations. The reference to Chica's Party World builds out the lore of the universe, showing another spin-off location to the restaurants, but also strikes me as just that, a reference, a fun Easter egg, referencing the one animatronic who won't be appearing in this new game. So far, we've seen versions of Freddy, Foxy, and a Bonnie hand puppet, but Chica has been noticeably absent. And honestly, I think it's going to remain that way. For some reason, it just feels like she doesn't fit in this new world. And so the mention of Chica's Party World is a fun wink and a nod to a character that will be sorely missed. But to me, of all this section, the most crucial client is the last one, the CRMN Institute. Notice when you look at it that it has a subfolder called Project. This, to me, is incredibly important since every teaser image Scott has posted on the site related to Sister Location has been labeled Project.jpg. Seems like a generic naming convention, right? Wrong. I went to an Internet Archive database and dug through the source code of all the past teaser images from all of Scott's past games, only to find that his labeling system has been very consistent. His FNAF World images were all labeled FNAFWorld.jpg. Images about the book were labeled FNAFTheNovel.jpg. Even FNAF 4 teasers shared the titling of simply 4.jpg. The fact that Sister Location's images are all labeled Project, and that there's a client directory hinting at some mysterious institute and a secret project going on there, says to me that if we're not headed to a distribution center, then we're going to a place where these guys are getting experimented on, which ties in with the trailer quote of these guys are being experimented on, a project at some mysterious institute, and you can bet that they're not happy about it. But perhaps the most crucial detail hidden in the source code is the last line. A line that blows the door wide open on the story for this new game. Service log, maintenance, CO, or care of, AFTN Robotics. Afton Robotics. What the heck is that? It's a good question. If you're like 99% of the fan base and only know the games, this might not ring a bell. But if you happen to buy and then make it through all 500 pages of the Five Nights at Freddy's Silver Eyes novel, then that name sets off all sorts of alarms. You see, in the book, the Fredbear and Fazbear restaurants were founded by two men. The first is named Henry. He's the father of the main character and the creative half of the company, the one responsible for designing and building the robots that we all know and love. The other co-owner was, ready for this? William Afton, and he was in charge of the business side of the restaurants. Paperwork, taxes, things like that. So to see Afton Robotics in the source code teasing Sister Location is huge, because it means that the stories of Sister Location and Silver Eyes are linked. But get ready for this. Here's the bigger twist. By the end of the book, it's revealed that William Afton is what we fans of the game would know as the Purple Guy. Yeah, in the book, Purple Guy is revealed. Afton is the one who kidnaps and kills children while wearing Fredbear-themed suits. His first victim is Henry's son Sammy, followed by 4 other kids, whose souls eventually possess the infamous suits. So, through these source code teasers, not only has Scott confirmed that this new game will be tied to the lore of the book, but we'll be dealing with a robotics company founded by and named after the child-killing Purple Guy. Now that's already a huge mind-blow.
Come on.
And I'm about to go further, but before I do, let's address the elephant in the room, the canonicity of the book. The internet, by and large, dismissed Silver Eyes under the assumption that Scott said it's not canon to the first 4 games, but that's not entirely true. If you read his entire statement, and I understand that it's hard for you, internet, since it's 3 whole paragraphs that aren't summarized with a TLDR line, he actually says, quote, "Sometimes the lore of something can become so crowded that you can't tell an original story anymore. The first 4 games and the books should be considered to be separate continuities, even if they do share many familiar elements. The book is canon just as the games are. That doesn't mean that they're intended to fit together like 2 puzzle pieces. The book is a reimagining of the Five Nights at Freddy's story," end quote. And this makes sense, right? The first 4 games were crushed under their own convoluted lore and fan base dedicated to making every new toe added to Foxy mean something. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing to have people enthusiastic about your story, but it does become limiting when you make continuity errors or want to do something new with these characters. And with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie coming ever closer, it becomes even more important. There needed to be room to insert actual characters into this story. You can't make a movie out of some pre-taped phone tutorials and silent furry monsters. Thus, enter Silver Eyes, which builds out new characters, new faces, and new stories that can be told in the setting of these games. So yeah, the separate canonicity of the book makes sense, but as Scott said, it's a reimagining. And obviously there's going to be a lot of crossover. And based on that Afton clue we just saw, Sister Location is going to be bridging the line more and more. So does it...
Alright guys, sorry we didn't get to watch the whole thing. I'll probably continue this. Let me write the time down, actually. Where'd my pen go? Oh, it's over there. You know what? Crayons. The power of crayons. Okay, so we were here at 11.43. Alright. I'll have to remember that. And, hold up, decoded. I'm gonna decode it down. Alright guys, so I wanted to watch the whole thing, but my chit-chat stuff just didn't work out. Also, I buffered it a few times, but this has actually been working way better than it did whenever I had the video in like full screen. So, way better. Way better improvement. I might actually start doing reaction videos like this, guys. But anyways, thanks so much guys for watching this. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up. Like this video, subscribe for more, and then comment below, preferably. And I will see, well, wait. I won't be recording anything on Saturday, or probably Sunday, because I'm going to a friend's birthday party, and I might spend the night on Saturday night of my friend's birthday party. So don't expect anything on Saturday. Well, I don't record videos every day anyway, because nothing works. This might actually be a reaction channel instead of a gaming channel. Anyway, I like my hair like that. Thank you guys again so much for watching this. la-di-da-di-da, like, comment, subscribe, la-di-da-di-da. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!